Hey everybody, the Banga's back. Welcome to part 38 of Let's Play Dynasty Warriors 4 Extreme Legends, brought to you by GameAnyone.com. Alright, in this episode, I'll be playing as Jiang Wei of Shu, and I forgot to mention at the end of the last episode, this will be the last Shu officer I play as. Ironically, it's also the last Shu officer chronologically in all these legend modes, so let's begin. I think he's the second last overall, and the last overall will be Meng Wo. In the Kingdom of Shu, Liu Bei's heir Liu Shan has succeeded the imperial mandate, and all military affairs were delegated to Zhuge Liang's protege Jiang Wei, also known as the prodigy of Tian Shui. Succeeding the will of Zhuge Liang, Jiang Wei continually fought campaigns against the Kingdom of Wei, but was unable to produce satisfactory results. Shu's military power dwindled, and after crowning a new emperor, Wei began to go on the offensive. Jiang Wei put up a lone resistance at Jiangge, but it proved futile, as the Wei forces easily broke through and continued towards Chengdu. At this juncture, Liu Shan was ready to surrender, but Jiang Wei refused to give up. Despite the shortcomings of the Shu Emperor, he was not about to let him fall into the hands of the enemy. Alright, so there are no restrictions. I think the Emperor of Wei at the time was Cao Huan, or it might have been Sima Zhao. I have no idea, I don't really remember. Like, maybe the Wei Emperorcy or the Wei line was still in the hands of the Caos, or probably taken from the Sima clan. Anyways, the level 11 weapon is Prodigal, or Prodigal. This is a level 14 Peacocker, level 20 Wing Boots, level 14 Horned Helm, and level 17 Herbal Remedy. This took me several tries because I ran into some bad saves. Like, I had to keep Liu Shan from surrendering, because if he surrenders by going into these strongholds in the corners, well, there's 3 strongholds there overall, you lose. You also have to defeat all the officers, get a few KOs, and make sure that, you know, just keep the stronghold sealed. It was a pain in the ass, trust me on this one. Let's go with a speed scroll, and I think we should go with an elixir for this. Oh yeah, I forgot I can set bodyguards for this, so I might as well do that. Sometimes leaving your bodyguards there to take care of the strongholds in your absence also helps. However, it's more likely that they will get killed if you try to get the weapon. Weirdly enough, the officers you fight besides Jiang Wei and Dong Ai are officers that were dead long ago.
This is the final barrier. I shall protect the lands of Shu with my life.
Yeah, the reason why Meng Wo was the last one chronologically, let me continue. Because when you were playing as Meng Wo's campaign, Shu was already conquered. Here, Shu is about to be conquered. But it's going to be defended with Jiang Wei's last breath, pretty much. Or Jiang Wei's last chance. He doesn't really die in this mission. Alright, Shu Ju and Shu Wang are defeated. Good.
Enemy officer defeated.
Okay, eventually Liu Shan will show up. You use these gongs to keep him in. If you got a second player, they can keep alternated gongs to make sure Liu Shan never even leaves this area. It's a bit of a tall order to do by yourself, however. So personally, I find it in my best interest to just go straight for the officers.
Must surrender to the my lord, please wait! Stop the lord!
I would, but I'm kind of busy here.
You are quite skilled.
You're quite skilled too for a cheating death at old age, Sauron. Even if you didn't get killed in battle, you would be like ages old. Alright, Zhang He's been defeated, and now Cao Ren's defeated.
Enemy officer defeated.
Okay, I don't know what way Liu Shan's gonna go. There's still a stronghold over here. So I might want to take out that one to keep him from getting out. Oh, so much for like using the gongs. Okay, looks like he's gonna go through this one.
By the late Emperor and the Prime Minister. Is the Lord willing to destroy all that they work for?
Well, he did get dropped on his head a lot during the Battle of Shangban, but he probably is. Alright, so Liu Shan is going to go to this gate over here. I say Liu Shan because in Dynasty Warriors 7 and 8, it's not Shan, it's Shan. So, either way, it's pretty much the same character. Alright, let me deal with Jiang Wei and Deng Ai. Let's go.
Why do you insist on serving a lord unworthy of your loyalty? Jiang Wei, come back to Wei! You need not perish with Shu!
This body, this soul, exists for the glory of Shu! I made an oath to the Prime Minister. I cannot lose!
But I will eventually, but anyways, let's continue on. Alright, Jiang Wei and Deng Ai are not playable characters, so they should be easy to dispatch. Remember, the mission does not end if you defeat Jiang Wei or Deng Ai. You have to wait till the 10 minutes elapses. Alright, almost got him. Oh, deadlocks don't help. That's time I could be using for sealing strongholds. Okay, luckily he's in that little valley. Funny that the objectives don't say... Okay, now it does say, like, if Liu Shan surrenders or is slain, you lose. It didn't say that at first, but ever since he showed up, the objectives actually changed. Alright, so you do have to maintain, like, keeping him around the entire 10 minutes. It's a pain in the ass, trust me on this one. And there's no way you can actually end this mission sooner. You have to wait till the time elapses. So you're going to be doing this an awful lot, like going from point A to point B and to point C to ensure that Liu Shan does not escape. I don't think he'd be in danger of getting killed because the Wei morale is already pretty low. Surprisingly, with Jiang Wei still defeated, they still have like 4 stars of morale. I find that very strange, but then again, you see that a lot in these legend modes. Especially in Sun Quan's legend mode. Oh well. I digress. Okay, so he's gonna try to escape to the southeast. I may as well just clear out a pathway for him. Not to make it easier for him to escape, but just so he doesn't get pecked at a lot. This weapon is so awesome, even if I didn't put on the wind scroll. Also, it would be in my best interest to keep an eye on him at all times. If somebody willing to surrender, he'll still fight, so he's got that going for him. He's not exactly that competent either in Dynasty Warriors 5, where he's a boss character in the Battle of Baidi Castle. Well, if you're Wu, that is. So anyways, you just gotta make sure that we're doing pretty much what we're already doing. It just seems like the seconds flow a little bit slower compared to real life. 8 locomotive. See, it's kind of like a half-second delay or half a microsecond delay compared to what it is normally. Or maybe I'm just seeing things. I've had my share of being delusional when it comes to certain details. Huh, look at all these enemies, they're still camped over here. I don't know why they're still over that way. Alright, there we go. Oh, he's gonna surrender himself to the southwest. You know what, screw it, I'll just kill some of these soldiers. Here, make that line like a little bit shorter. Worst case scenario, I'm too slow and he escapes. It would be a lot easier if these gates take like a little bit longer to unseal. I I mean, sometimes it does so automatically when you seal like 3, one of them's gotta be unsealed. But who knows? Definitely not me. I don't know every exact detail of this game and how everything works. I just like to play it. And let's just go randomly kill more soldiers. I'm gonna end up regretting it. Like, I'll be too far away from the stronghold. Hopefully that's not the case. Oh my god. He's actually getting in there pretty close. I'd really hate to fail the mission after all this. Good thing there are some Wei soldiers slowing him down. But it looks like he's trying to break free. No, I'm gonna beat him. I'm gonna beat him. Don't worry. I'll get there in time. Oh, but barely. Oh, he's turning around! Nice! I almost, like, screwed myself over. At least the game is generous. Jesus. I could have easily deserved that loss because of my own hubris. Like, oh, I got enough time to kill some enemies. Oh, wait, I failed. I guess I didn't have time after all. Alright, so there's 2 strongholds over here. You know, there's really no reason for me to just go around kill more enemies. The only enemies you're going to be seeing are right by the, up to the northwest anyway. Looks like he's going to take the stronghold over to the west, not the southwest one. Okay. That's workable. I can deal with it. Outside of the gates, where do these troops come from? It's not like there's another stronghold outside of the 3. I don't understand, game. It's times like this I feel like the game just puts in more spawn points than they're really supposed to be. But, I'll deal. Sometimes you might seal a gate by accident if you're trying to get more KOs and you don't want to wait too long. So I guess every mechanic does have its advantages as well as its downfalls. Alright, I'm not making the same mistake twice. I'm just gonna go around this way. Does Jiang Wei's morale, or his forces' morale, just stay at 4 the whole time? Because I've never seen them dip once. Well, I'm not going to see here, there's no enemy officers. Once I take out that gate captain, I'll probably see. Yeah, I think it's just going to stay at 4. Even if I do this, it just stays at 4. This is crazy. What is Jiang Wei's morale at? Liu Chan's morale is at 2. Mine's only at 5. Jiang Wei has had troops dead long ago, and his morale is still at 4. Unbelievable. Well, I successfully defended the gate, even though Shu still lost to Wei in the very end. But I only delayed the inevitable. Oh well. Alright, so that did require the full 10 minutes, as I said before. And there you go. Got a very good score. So, enjoy the ending, everybody. Shu officer, born in Ji in the Tianshui region. No, not Ji province. There was a Ji castle in Tianshui. Originally a Wei officer, Jiang Wei joined Shu when he lost to Zhuge Liang at Tianshui. Zhuge Liang saw much potential in Jiang Wei and groomed him to be his successor. After Zhuge Liang's death, Jiang Wei continued his mentor's campaign against Wei, but could not produce good results. Shu's resources were dwindling, and it suffered under a weak ruler in Liu Shan. One day, Jiang Wei received word that Liu Shan was preparing to surrender. Unable to accept this decision, Jiang Wei rushed back to Chengdu in order to secure custody of his lord. Once inside Chengdu, Jiang Wei repelled all approaching enemies and at the same time prevented Liu Shan from leaving the capital. Jiang Wei himself had become Shu's last line of defense. Through Jiang Wei's efforts, Chengdu was successfully defended, and Liu Shan stayed safely within its walls. Unfortunately, this only prompted Wei to send an even larger invasion force. Chengdu eventually fell to Wei despite the best efforts of Jiang Wei, who fought to protect Shu until the bitter end. Meanwhile, Liu Shan readily surrendered to Wei and lived to a ripe old age. And it was around that time that the Jin Dynasty was formed. Wu still survived, but they pretty much had their own internal struggles of tyranny. So, I will stop the video right here, and in the next episode we'll be going back to Wu and I'll be playing as Taisha Se. See ya, everybody.